Good morning YouTube, good morning Suitcase. It's very weird because this is the second video I've done today because I've actually done one this morning and I've still got to continue it in a minute, so editing this is going to be very difficult. And that was actually a Patreon video. We weren't picking up a new car. We weren't picking up a new car. No, not for me, trust me. I am not capitalising off coronavirus. I am being madly, negatively affected by coronavirus. So the new car was not for me. But luckily, and happily for Kieran, he's not suffering that bad with coronavirus, so he's gonna buy a new car. So I've actually filmed that on Patreon this morning, so it's a fun little video for the Patreon. We went up to North Wales and picked up a really cool car. So we're gonna drive to Kieran's now because we're actually doing something on the Soarer. But it's gonna be hard for me because when I get there, I've got to continue the Patreon video, then jump back to the YouTube video. So it's going to be very confusing editing, but here we are in the YouTube video. Just before we actually get to Kieran's, I just want to say, obviously I know with all the coronavirus going on and everyone's working from home and people are probably going to be getting laid off and we may even be on lockdown very shortly, that I'm going to try and put as many videos out as possible. Obviously I'm affected as well. Massively, like all my butlering jobs have been cancelled, everything's been cancelled, you know, and it's only going to get worse. And obviously it's going to be hard because I won't be able to go to garages to do things in the Soarer. I won't be able to buy things, I won't be able to go. It's going to be difficult for all of us, but I'm going to try my hardest to put as many videos out for you guys as possible. I'm going to try and be very creative and give you guys as much content, to give YouTube a lot more content, and also to help me. We're all in this together. I'm going to put up a lot more Patreon videos out. So if you didn't actually think about signing up and you do have an extra, you know, £3 a month, £3 might be nothing to you, but you know, when collectively it can really help me out and make me a lot more stable during this as well. So if you did ever care, have a look. I do a lot more little vloggy starter videos on Patreon. I'm going to be putting a lot more vlogs on Patreon, a lot more day-to-day things on Patreon, and I'm going to be trying to be a lot more creative for YouTube people who don't have the extra, you know, £3 a month that they spare, because I know a lot of people don't. I'm trying to be really conscious with my money now as well. But anyway, we're going to go to Kieran's. I'm going to stop whining and we're going to go to Kieran's and do something on the Soarer. Just got something from the Audi. We're actually going to message Gary and see if we can get the exhaust on this week, if Gary is open, if he'll let us come down. We need to see, because apparently this car sounds like a GTR and it's got an exhaust on, and I actually watch YouTube videos and it's true, so hopefully we get an exhaust on that to actually see if it sounds like a GTR. But boom, look how beautiful this fucking car is. You damn baby, you fine as hell, go. Gonna get the Soarer up on the ramp and go over everything which is wrong and just check over it all and see where. Did I tell you about that bolt that came off? Okay, I've got a funny story to tell you. Okay, so this is where I actually filmed an intro outside of Kieran. For some reason my camera didn't actually load it all. Basically all I'm doing is that I want to get the Soarer up on the ramp and just basically check over everything. And the bolt story is basically when the day I bought the car, or the second day, it was wet and I was giving it a bit in first and I went to second and it heard like a rock hit my car and I was like, oh, okay, no. So I went back round to where said rock hit my car and there was a bolt on the floor and I was like, maybe it's awfully convenient that there was a big bolt on the floor at the exact same place I heard a big rock on my car. Or more likely, this bolt has just fell off my car. So this was the main reason I wanted to get it up in the air, find where that bolt came from, check everything underneath it, and have a look at some things which I presumed to be not perfect. So on with the video. Right, here we go. We're going to attempt to get the Soarer in. I would set up this and put it on like a time, what's it? Like a time lapse, but I've not got that much battery life. And we're going for the reverse in, yeah? Oh, fucking hell. Here we go. What, it's close already?
Pretty close, yeah.
Oh, hell. Kieran, I'm scared. Right, we're nearly there. We're nearly there. Yeah. Fuck's sake. I'm sorry, Kieran. We're in, everybody. Woohoo!
6 pieces of wood later.
Now for our next trip, we've got to get it on the ramp. It's getting a lot of condensation this light, which is annoying. And for all those people in the last video, which in the turbo timer, it worked with the handbrake. Watch. Hey! YouTube comments, my guys. Let's get her up. Right, so let's dive under the Soarer. Alright, let's have a look underneath. Let's see what we're fucking dealing with. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a wet sump. The sump is a little bit moist, which I'm not happy with. Obviously, it's not too bad, but it's definitely fresh-ish oil because it's not black. There's a little bit here which was like new coloured oil, and it actually, so I'm going to tighten up that sump just in case. It could be coming from that. Or it could just be like a terrible gasket, but maybe it's coming from the actual sump itself. But that is definitely something that we need to get Cross Motorsport on. See, it's a bit oily here. So that's one issue with the Soarer. We have a little bit of an oily, so I'm going to check the oil when we get it down on the floor. So if you remember, I was telling Kieran about the bolt, which may or may not be from my car. This is it. It's a pretty decent sized bolt. I went to Crest Motorsport near me. I said, do you know what that they like build Soarers and stuff? I said, do you know what that is? He said, that looks like a bell housing bolt. So let's get underneath, check the gearbox, and see if we're missing one of these. If we are, put it back in. Let's have a look. I'm just gonna look up. That does make sense, because if you see there, on the bolt it says 6 or 9. That is what this bolt says. This bolt says it's got 6 or 9 in it. So it looks like he was correct, and I think I can see where the bolt came from. There's one on that side. I think that's it there. You see the little hole there? I'm pretty sure that's where this has come from. So I think we're going to get that tightened, and I'm probably going to tighten all the other ones I can physically get to as well. We have alleviated one issue. We have found where, yeah, the sump is pretty, that's where the oil filter is. Oh my God, that's annoying. Is it probably, how the fuck? Yeah, that's not going to be fun. Okay, yeah, this is the sump's pretty wet, which is not cool, but it is what it is. A little bit wet. It's going to keep an eye on the oil for now, but yeah, it's pretty wet on there. Just like the sump gasket or something like that. Crest will know, Crest will be able to sort it. It doesn't look like too big of a job to get to it, to be fair. So, cross member off here, which it doesn't seem like it's held in by too many things. Let's get this bolt back in, and then we're going to work our way back. But yeah, good. I can't see any rust. There's literally no rust anywhere, which is awesome. But yeah, it's a little bit annoying about that sump leak, but oh well, fuck it. It is what it is. See where the exhaust scrapes all the time on everything. But the main reason I'm doing this is because I'm getting a lot of wheel hop from the back of the car. Every time I lose traction, I get a lot of juddering. So I think there's some bushes worn on the back, so we're going to get a bar and just start pulling all the bushes, make sure the prop shaft's tight and everything like that. But just have a look at everything pretty much. So first things first is, other than I'm a realist. Yeah, it's alright. It only holds the fucking gearbox on. It's nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's fine. No, that's only a balance and ball. It'll be alright. One thing at a time. Plays the tune, mate. Right, that's tightened up. It is aluminium, so I didn't do it too tight. The breaker bar just did it as hard as I can with a 1/2 inch ratchet. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go around every wheel and just do the test with the, you know, just with the up and down, side to side, see if there's any movement, any wheels. It's a really easy indicator to tell you if anything's out. So front wheels, you can really tell if anything like track rods are out, and the rear wheels, which I'm really concentrating on, I'm going to see if it's got any movement, because they're the ones that are jumping around. Now, the movement in the wheel wouldn't necessarily cause the wheel hop, but when I come on boost, it does pull to the right. Now that could just be an alignment issue. Like I said, this hardly ever got driven, so I don't think it's had an alignment in God knows how long. But yeah, that definitely will, if anything's loose on there, like if there's a track rod or like a toe bearing out or anything like that, we'll be able to tell just by doing the wheels, so we'll crack on with that. Right, so front light's fine. Rear left, it's fine. Sorry, front left is fine. That one's solid. And that one's solid as well. Okay, so it's pointing towards, I'm not sure why it's pointing to the right. That tells me that it probably is just an alignment issue, but we can get under the back, have a prod at some of the bushes, see if any are a bit flat, see if any have a tear in them. We have checked one, and it was one of the rear diff bushes that actually had a big crack in it, so that could be the reason it's wheel hopping, and it could also be the reason it's actually pulling to the right. When I come on and the diff's not straight, the diff is pulling the car to the right when it's getting torqued through it, then that could be an issue as well. So I'm going to find a nice little long bar, prodder, start pulling on some shit. I'll do. Not massive, but should be able to get a little. Whoa! You stay there, boy. Right, where's my torch? There's actually a decent sized crack in this one. I'm going to put my phone in my mouth. So this is a rear right subframe bush. I'm going to put my phone in my mouth, so you might not have the terrible lighting, but let me get a pry bar and I'll show you. So I won't be able to torch, so should tear right there. and it goes all the way across. So that bush needs changing. Alright, let's start looking. Now subframe bushes are quite a big one on these as well, so we're going to get up in these and have a decent look at them. Obviously it's quite hard because I'm on my own filming, but I'll have a play around and anything pops up, I'll show you lads. But we definitely, we're going to get poly bushes because apparently these suffer quite well from like wheel hop and stuff. So do the Supras. There's a lot of videos online. People get like the full metal mounts. I don't want to do that because it is like I don't want to say daily drive, but I do drive it quite often. So I don't want to be too stiff. But I definitely don't want it hopping all over the place when it slips traction. Definitely don't. Okay, so this one is quite bad. This subframe bush, right at the top there. I'll circle it on the screen now, but you're looking basically at the top or here. There's a crack. And on the back side, it's going to be quite difficult to show you on this side as well, but if you look just to the right there, in the middle, there's a crack on the outer metal as well. So this bush, which is the opposite side, has got pretty much the same crack. So I'm not, oh, this one's got a couple more. This has got another one on this side. This got one on the outer rim there, and on the top there. So it's quite weird how they've both got. This one's got 3 cracks, that one's got 2. But 2 of these are exactly the same as the other 2, so I'm trying to think if they're actually meant to be there or not. The crack at the top there. But this one at the side is not on the other one, so I think this one's fucked as well. Subframe bush is definitely. That diff bush, oh god, it's got a terrible crack all the way around on the top of here. Not sure if I'm going to get the camera in, but that is literally fucked, so you might just be able to see it there right at the top. See them cracks at the top? So yeah, that's not good. So that diff mount is absolutely ruined. This one's not too bad, but yeah, this right one's quite bad. So it makes sense that why that's pulling to the right, because this could be flexing like mad. That's a very old bush. So when I come in on the boost and if I'm getting torque going through this, it's pulling to the right. So that makes quite sense why that one's fucked. Right, let's carry on looking. So this one here also got a rip there. It's not end of the deal because it's not actually in the bush, but these just feel like crap. Like, look at that. So yeah, we need all the diff mount bushes because that is not cool. And there's so much flex on that, like I'm hardly putting any pressure. You might not be able to see it on camera, but I'm hardly putting any pressure, and that's such a little thing, and that's flexing a lot. So definitely the diff bushes, because they're very, very loose. Is this other one the same? That one's not as bad, but this one flexing like mad. Like, look at that, there's so much flex. It's kind of hard to keep the camera still. They're just very old. I just don't think these bushes have ever been changed. Like, it has only got like 80,000 miles on it, which from a car from 1996, it's not, but I highly doubt these have been changed. So, now funnily enough, it's still actually got a Toyota fuel filter on, but it doesn't actually look that old. So, I'm probably going to replace that anyway. I'm guessing that's an OEM replacement one, because like that sticker looks pretty fresh-ish. So I'm pretty sure that's an OE replacement, but nonetheless we're going to get that changed anyway. It's always good to keep your fuel nice and fresh. So diff bushes, 100% all 4. Subframe bushes, rear, definitely. May as well get the front subframe bushes as well, because if I'm doing the rear, if it's coming off, may as well do it. So if you can imagine me putting torque on that bush with a tiny little thing like this and it's flexing like mad, imagine when it's getting all the torque from the prop shaft. Like, that's going to be rattling all over the place. So I'm pretty sure that these diff bushes are the cause of most of the issues I'm having, which is the wheel hop and the dragging to the right. But other than that, it's okay. It's good, to be fair. The shocks are all clean. They're not leaking any oil. They seem fine. They're all really stiff and stuff. Right, so if we come to the rear right side, that's not rust, don't worry, that's just water mats. Come to the rear right side, the bottom of this shock is a little bit wet, which means oil has been leaking out. It's not that bad, it's literally just seeping a tiny bit, so that could be another cause of why it's wheel hopping, but it sounds a bit more aggressive than that, so I'm guessing it's added to the fact that, you know, it's not helping, but I don't think that's the main cause. So if we compare that side, this side, that side's dry, and the other side is not. So it's looking like we may need either a replacement single coilover, but I don't know what brand these are, so it's probably better just to get a whole new set as well. But they seem really easy to fit coilovers too, and suspension wise it's not difficult at all. It's very similar setup to the Evo, to be fair, so very simple, very good. Right, let's check the front ones. No, that's fine. It just looks a little bit darker there because the that's been sitting over the thing, so this is just not as dirty if that one's dry. And yeah, same again, that was dry, but it just looks cleaner because it's been sat over there when the spring compressors. I'm glad we've done this because I needed to know exactly what was wrong with the car, exactly what needed changing before I started ordering parts, because I was only going to order the diff bushes. So obviously while we're taking that rear subframe off to do the diff bushes, I think it is a massive help just to that I knew that they needed doing, so I can order them all together. So diff bushes, subframe bushes, all four, a lot of money, but it needs to be done. And everything else is okay, like, you know, like the rear toe and stuff, the rear toe arms, they're fine. So everything else is pretty nice and smooth, to be fair. Nice and stiff, which is good. I will be doing them, but at a later date, obviously, you know, money's quite tight right now. Sure it is to everybody, so I don't really want to be ordering a whole rear end. But yeah, I'm really happy. There's literally no rust anywhere, like, which is really good. I'm glad. You know, that was truthful. It was really clean under here, to be honest. Bit annoying about the sump, but as you say, it's a very old car, so probably just needs a new sump gasket. But we'll get that to Creston Motorsport. Luckily enough, it seems quite easy access. I'm glad I know where that bolt's come from, and I'm glad that the car didn't fall apart because of it. So yeah, I think it's pretty successful. You know, we've got a 26-year-old car, and what he's doing, it's got a bit of an oil leak from the sump, which, you know, is very annoying, but on the keep on top of the oil, it'll be fine. And we need 6 bushes. So yeah, for an old Jap car, I'm really impressed. So yeah. Right, there's one more thing which happens with it. The speedo has started to become very intermittent. Like, the speedo comes on, then it reads 0, then it comes on, and it reads 0. So we're gonna have a look at the speed sensor now. Most Jap cars are actually just into the gearbox. Remember my Subaru gearbox, actually, when I got it delivered in the post, when it was in transit, the speed sensor got snapped, which was very annoying. So we're gonna go under the car, have a look for a sensor, which looks a little bit like a speed sensor. So here is the gearbox. Right, let's have a look around. Let me get my torch. So just looking for a wire, to be fair, like a wire, usually like plastic, nothing, there's a slave, nothing too major. So there's something there, but that looks awfully like a speed sensor. So I'm just going to undo the connection, make sure the connectors are okay, make sure the wires are okay, and if we can, just pull that speed sensor out and see what sort of state it's in. Now, we might have to take this little cross member off thing, which maybe I'm going to see, because I don't want to do that now, because it's actually, I've thought it's actually attached to the end of the diff, and I think that keeps the diff fucking in, so we'd have to get the diff jacked up, take that off. But we'll have a little one, to see if we can pull it out to where it is. If not, probably just order a new one if they're not madly expensive. Usually speed sensors are pretty cheap, so check the wiring first. Come up here, wiggle that out. Okay, so see if the pins are corroded. I highly doubt it, it's not very rusty car. No, the pins are fine. So we're gonna see if we can get a little tool in there. It looks like it's just like a 12mm or something. See if we can pull that speed sensor out where it is. Hopefully we can. So weirdly enough, it's actually a 13mm bolt on this sensor. I thought it was a 12, being Jap and that, but it's actually a 13, which is very weird, because usually all Jap stuff is like 12, 14. So we might need a little bit of persuasion just to pop out, because maybe just a little bit. There we go. Right, let's see if I can actually drag it out there. My guess is that I probably won't be able to, but let's see. Oh shit, gearbox. I didn't think gearbox would piss out there. To be honest, I genuinely didn't. Okay, maybe we're not checking that. I thought the gearbox would be sitting lower. But hell, it holds a lot of gearbox. I thought the oil would be way lower, because oh no, the fill plug's a bit higher. Well, where's the fill plug? I thought it'd be a bit lower than the fill plug. Oh no, the fill plug's higher. Okay, that makes sense. The teeth are actually grabbing quite well, so to me that says that the actual plastic things are all intact. Like, they're spinning quite nicely, like it's gripping really well. So yeah, I'm guessing that that's fine. I might have to get a new sensor just in case, but I've cleared up the wiring now. I've had a little play about it, see if that fixes it. If not, it will be a new speed sensor, which I've just looked, and they're about 30 quid. It's not the end of the world. Oh, the dreaded smell of gearbox oil. It stinks. It smells like a mixture between cat piss and like celery, and like, oh, it just stinks so bad, and it literally stays in your clothes forever. And I've got that on my joggers, looking at wearing my nice ones. But at least the speed sensor's good. At least it's not leaking from there. At least it's not, hopefully it's not leaking now. I've pissed about with it, but yeah, let's put it back in. Hopefully it works after that. If not, new centre. But yeah, other than that, I'm happy, man. I'm happy. There's a little bolt here as well, which was a bit loose. This little bracket was flopping around a little bit, so I've tightened that up. Just took it off and cleaned up the threads. And no, I'm happy. It's quite good, you know. Obviously, that needs to get fixed. We're going to check the oil when it's down on the floor, and just the bush at the back, which I presumed anyway, and they were going to get done anyway. They were going to get poly bush, so we're going to get some poly bushes for the rear end, and hopefully it stops slipping out on the traction. But that diff is them bushes are that one on the passenger side. That's really loose. Like, that's very soft. Like, I'm literally flopping that around. So that diff's probably juddering like that, and that's what I can feel through the car. So yeah, let's order some parts and spend some money, boys. Right, last thing. Just gonna check the oil. Hold on. Check the oil, make sure she's topped up, and we're gonna get to Crest and listen here, Crest, we've got some more issues, bro. Well, not more, we just need to do more than a subframe. We need to take the fucking sump off. Maybe, I don't know, he'll know better than I do. Right, check the oil. Camera's gonna die, so I'm gonna do it quick time. Right, I'm gonna have to end the video here. Hope you enjoyed this one. A bit of a different one, a bit of me just trying to be a mechanic and not trying to be a funny Logan Paul dickhead. But yeah, here we go, here's the car. At least you know what needs to be done now. I'm gonna order them bushes soon and get the rest of it done. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. So I'm gonna try and be uploading a lot more since a lot of us are in quarantine, and maybe getting even worse, but the camera's gonna die, so I'm gonna have to say bye quickly. Thanks for watching, see you later, love you all.